How's it going, YouTubers? Thank you for joining me for another video today. And today we're looking at the spider wheel again, and we're just going to look at the setup and basically how to do a few things. When I first got the wheel, there isn't any instructions as such inside the box that you get with this, so I am just going to show you a few little tips and tricks, a few little setup options, and then I'm going to show you exactly what I've got set up on Forza. So just pull that back a little bit and make sure I don't knock it so it's nice and still for you guys. So basically, gear up, gear down, you've got all your buttons on the front here, and anybody that's not checked the review, at the end of this video you're going to see the review, and there'll be a link to the review even, and you've got your D-pad here, and you've got all these buttons. You've got a few buttons on the back, and as you can see you've got this white light here, so keep your eye on this white light because this is what's going to tell us what we're doing. So every time you plug in this particular wheel, you are going to have to do some setup for yourself to make sure it is down with the settings that you want. The TX wheel does store some of it, but they still do have to do some of the manual setup. I have been racing with this since the end of December, so probably nearly a month now, and I am getting there with it. It's quite a long process. There's quite a few quick racers that I know that have got them, and it just take you a while. So if you do invest in one of these wheels, please make sure you bear with it. You are going to be slower, you're going to struggle to handle the car initially, but once you're in the zone and you've got the handling down and different things like that, and you can really start to push the boundaries, you will start to see some significant improvement, especially if you do endurance races. I'm currently doing an endurance race with Stella, and I'm noticing that because we're using drag tyres, so you've got the actual wear on the wheels, that I'm actually lasting a couple of laps longer than some of the other guys, depending on the car setup, etc. Anyway, without further ado, let's get to it. I've just got, as you can see in the background, Forza just running, just there. Just ignore it, because basically you're going to press buttons and it's going to do weird stuff on the screen. So basically, first of all, we're going to have a look at how to set up manual with clutch. So as you can see, or as you've seen in the video, I'm not going to move the camera, but I have only just got the two pedals, so I've just got brake and accelerator. I don't have a clutch. I do prefer manual with clutch, and you can actually set that up on the wheel. So you've got your flappy paddles here, and you've got your A button. And if I move my hands like that, so I'm going to press the up lever, the up lever, the down lever. So that's up, that's down, and A, all at the same time. Keep your eye on this. I accidentally pressed the Xbox button, which is just next to it. Keep your eye on this white light. It's going to flash twice. Okay, so you press all three together. 1, 2, and that says that it's now taken that the lever, the paddles are now going to press A as well as whatever it is you've configured it to for the gears. On a controller, I had it set as the bumpers. Sorry, no, I didn't. I had it as X and A, but now these are bumpers. It's a little bit confusing. We're not going into the details of that. So that's manual clutch with A. So now, when you flick a gear, it's going to press the A button automatically and do that, rather than having to do it with manual gears with an automatic clutch. You're still getting that extra rev when you're changing gears, and you can slightly just take a little bit of time pulling them gears back as well. You can still be fairly quick with it, but don't. I've had a tendency of flicking it a little bit too quick, and it does go a little bit crazy and crunches the gears. So just take like a few milliseconds, nothing major, just to do that. So the next up is the sensitivity. Now this is where the difference comes in between this and the TX wheel. The TX wheel has a ridiculous turning circle, which you can actually edit on the game itself, and I will show you the setup options shortly for Forza after we've done this. Now I've been doing it on minimal. There's 4 settings. There's normal, low, is it low? I think it's normal, low, extra low, and then minimal, or something like that. And each one is signified by flashes on here. And to do this, it's Y, B, and the flappy paddles. So if you do it once, it's going to flash twice, which means it's onto the normal or the low. 3 times is the minimal, and then again Sorry, that was the low for 3, and then 4 times is the minimal, which is what I prefer to race at the minute. In the instructions for the wheel that I found online, it actually recommends that you either have it on 3 flashes or 4 flashes for Forza 5. Presumably that's just the way it's configured, etc. So that's basically the setup of the wheel. Everything else is done automatically. I'm not sure in this setup if you can actually change some of the buttons, but obviously Y is still your view in Forza anyway. This is still your D-pad. You twist this to the left, which is like that. And that is your rear view. Twist it to the right, it brings up a menu, and some of the buttons kind of do the same thing. And remember, if you are doing things with you where you want to go in the menus, if you're doing some tuning, just make sure you've got your controller on the side, because you're going to struggle to navigate some of the menus with the way we've got the buttons configured. So we're now set up for racing with the wheel itself. So we've got 4 flashes on here, which is at the minute how I prefer to race. Please do that yourself. We've got it set up for the manual clutch. Manual gears with manual clutch, so it's going to do that for us. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take you into the game, and I'll just show you the options that we've got in the game. So here we are at the controller options, and as you can see, it's got the buttons on there. Don't get me wrong, the pad is still there. Just one thing I do need to make you aware of. So you see how we've gone in there and it's got the pad. I've made a little bit of an error, but it's good learning process for you guys as well. If you go back to the main screen, press A. It's going to ask you for your profile. That's me. You have to make sure you press A on the wheel to show the wheel, for it to load up the wheel. So if you don't do that and you're having issues, just make sure the wheel is actually loaded, because then it'll bring in the configuration. So if I go back into here, go back to my controller, and it's actually showing the wheel now. It's a little issue that, or not an issue, but that's a little thing that I had there. So you can see here that rumble, it's not applicable here, so I can turn it on or off, but whatever, it doesn't make any difference. You can switch the gear up and down, so you could actually have the up as down and the down as up. Don't know if that makes any difference if you're left-handed. You can switch the handbrake and the clutch, which we're not bothered about. You can switch the look back camera, which is that little twisty bit that I showed you earlier, and rewind view. Don't even know what that is. It is showing that I've got 3 pedals there, but I actually haven't. I think that's just there. If you did have the 3 pedals, it would map that automatically for you. So anyway, if we press X on there and we'll go to the options, this is where we're going to show you the dead zones. This is what I'm running at the moment. I don't know if this is right or wrong, but it seems to be working for me at the minute. If I do get any updates, I'll do an updated video. So for the steering axis dead zone, we've got 0 and 95. The acceleration, we've got 15 and 100. Just there. For the deceleration, we've got 15 and 95. So all of this, guys, is where the dead zone is. So if it's fully on or fully off. And for the acceleration, I've just got a little bit there, just a little bit of give, so I can push the pedal a little bit further. But it seems to be working for me. The clutch is at 15 and 90, but I'm not actually using diddly squat with that, so that's just as it is. Handbrake again, 10 and 100. I don't even know where the handbrake button is. It probably did tell us on the previous screen, but I don't use it. Vibration scale and force feedback scale I don't have. Please be aware, anybody that has got a TX wheel, if you do have it on that, it will break your teeth. I know Stella put it on maximum, or it's on quite low when he was playing The Crew or this or something, and it pretty much destroyed his desk. So do be very careful if you've got the TX wheel that you don't have it on too high, because it will just go crazy if it's strapped to a desk that's got other things on it. And the wheel rotation angle here this is what I was just speaking about earlier. For this wheel, we're set at 240. There's nothing I can do about that. 240 is 240, and that's that. This is only applicable to the TX wheels. Because we're on like a bungee cord as opposed to a motor, which is what the TX one's got, hence why it's quite a significant amount of money, we have the sensitivity options, which we set on the wheel. So we don't actually set the rotation angle, we just set the sensitivity. And that's that, guys. That's basically the setup of the wheel, what I've got in Forza Motorsport 5. If there's any other games that are out that you would like me to have a go with, set it up, let you know what I think, and any adjustments that I make for those games, such as Horizon 2 and the Crew and things like that, then please do. There will be videos on something similar for Project Cars when that's out, and also for Forza 6 when that's out. I'm fairly certain a lot of the settings are going to be the same, but who knows, we'll see what happens. So stay tuned, guys. Thank you for all your likes, your comments, and your subscriptions. They're coming in thick and fast these days, and I really appreciate it. I am back on the video train. I've been slowly dripping them out. Mainly because I've explained in previous videos that I've had a lot of birthdays. I was 30 last week, so I've been celebrating that myself, so I had a little bit of time off, but I just wanted to bring this to you because the other video was very popular. A few people did ask about the setup that I've got, so that's it. That's the setup, and that's how to set up the wheel. There's not an awful lot of videos of how to set up one of these spider wheels. Don't forget to check at the end of this video. You can watch the review if you've not seen that, and stay tuned because there is a build and tune for a D-class car. I'm going to try and go through all the classes, build up a car just for you guys to get the gist of what to change and how to change it, and see what you think. Anybody that's watching this that hasn't got a wheel, then please do watch the other videos as well, because the tunes are for a joypad as well, which I'll explain in those videos. So until next time, thank you very much. If you like this video, don't forget to throw it a thumbs up, share it, tell a few friends if you think they'll be interested in it. I want to really try and push my channel this year. I'm back on the train, and we're going to try and bring you some awesome videos. So until next time, guys, I shall see you all soon.